Now, he's the Grimsby boy who was born into ballroom and always set for a life of dance. But after becoming one of Strictly Come Dancing's pro dancers back in 2013, Kevin shot to stardom after wowing the judges with partners like Susanna Reid, Louise Redknapp and our very own Frankie Bridge. And his now romantic partner, the fabulous Stacey Dooley. Of course, they were victorious that year. Kevin joins us now. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, how you doing?
Oh, good. It's lovely, lovely to see that again. How do you feel when you watch the two of you dancing like that?
Yeah, I know, it's such a lovely memory, actually. Yeah, it's really nice to watch back. It gives me little goosebumps.
Yeah. Did you two just click instantly?
I mean, yeah, we got on really well. And yeah, she put loads of hours in, Stace. Like, we got a couple of weeks into the series and sort of wasn't going well, and we'd got 4 from Craig and all of that. And she said, "Oh, I don't really want to go home too early. I'm really enjoying this." So, but I realised that I'm not as good as the others, so I want to put some more hours in. So we started doing like 8 in the morning till 10 at night, and it was just, yeah, like that till Christmas.
Well, the hard work certainly paid off, that's for sure. and Stacey, I believe, has had a hand in landing you your dream role, Singing in the Rain, the part of Cosmo, which you always coveted.
Yeah, so I mean, I've seen Singing in the Rain hundreds of times. It's sort of one of the most iconic, if not the most iconic musical in history, and especially for dancers. And we were watching it on Christmas Day. It was on TV on Christmas Day, and obviously there's just the two of us sat there at Christmas. And Stacey, she doesn't really know musical theatre like I do. It's not on her radar as much. And she went, "Oh, they should totally make a show out of this film." And I said, "Yeah, well, it's Singing in the Rain, Stace. It's kind of a big deal. It's a massive show." And she said, "Okay, well, when they do it again, you should play the role of Cosmo." And I said, "Well, yeah, I mean, I would love to. I'd die to play that role. It's such an iconic role." And the make 'em laugh routine that he does, I've watched on YouTube so many times. And then literally a couple of months later, my agent called me and said, "What do you think about playing Cosmo in Singing in the Rain?" Oh. And I was like, "Well, it's funny you say that, because apparently I'm supposed to. Stace told me." But I wasn't sure. I sort of went to an audition, and you're never really sure with auditions, which way it's gone. You don't want to get your hopes up. I was saying, we'll see, but they might not be looking for me, blah, 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 blah. And Stacey was just saying, no, I already know. This was meant to be. I know that you're going to play Cosmo. And then here I am.
But Kevin, you used the word iconic about 3 times, and you're right. I mean, this film is totally iconic. Is it not a danger that as a dancer you look at that and say, well, I've got to do exactly what Donald O'Connor did, or do you play it differently?
I think you have to play your own version of Cosmo. Like, what you don't want to do is try and do an impression of Donald O'Connor. One, because, I mean, he's one of the greatest ever. And 2, because you'll always be a sort of second-rate version of him. So you have to find your own version of the character, which is what I'm doing a bit more. And also when it comes to things like running up a wall and flipping over, doing that 8 times a week, it can be quite dangerous.
And is all that water still there on stage?
Yeah. It rains on us on stage, and the stage kind of, it's like 6,000 litres or something of water they use, and it comes up on the floor. We're splashing around in it and everything. Yeah.
Kevin, as a musical theatre performer myself, how does it feel for you being back on stage and performing live in front of that audience every night?
Yeah, it's incredible. And I sort of appreciate it even more now. I mean, I've always loved it. I've always loved being on stage. And I think for a lot of performers, I'm sure for a lot of people, but I think there's something particular to performers that it's a real part of your identity. What you do. Like, some people enjoy their job, some people just use it as a job. They go to work, come home, forget about it. I think for performers, your identity is so wrapped up in it that over the whole sort of pandemic time, it's been a question for a lot of performers of like, who even am I without this? What am I doing with my life now? So to get back out there and be performing in front of audiences feels really beautiful, actually.
Kevin, obviously dancing on such a you know, a known show and everybody always looking fabulous. How do you, you know, keep yourself so, you know, fit and not too overwhelmed with trying to look perfect all the time?
Yeah, I mean, I've never really been that guy that sort of looks perfect all the time, to be honest. And I used to worry about things like that. You know, I used to, oh, I wish I was a bit taller, or you know, I wish I had 8 abs, or I was a bit more tanned, or you know, any of these things. I think as I've got older, I've started to get a bit more used to, I guess, feel a bit more comfortable in my own skin,
Yeah.
and go, no, this is what I'm about. And actually, I don't have to be Don Lockwood, the Gene Kelly role, because I can play Cosmo, and that's me. And yeah, I mean, you do have to keep yourself in shape for certain things, depending on the role, I suppose. But I think as I've got older, I've learned to sort of accept that you don't have to be a certain way to be a good actor or singer or dancer.
Well,
Kevin,
you look fabulous anyway. You look fabulous.
You do, you do, you do. And you move very well,
kind.
by the way.
You move good.
Poetry in motion, you are. No, I was going to ask you, I mean, generally about Strictly, because people loved you being on that, obviously. And I know it's great to be back on stage, and I know it's a great show. But nevertheless, Strictly goes out to 12 million people, sometimes every Saturday night. So surely you must miss that enormous audience in one swoop.
I guess in terms of the audience, like, you're only seeing the studio audience when you're doing it. So
No, but you know that you're going out to 12 million people. Your
Yes,
popularity.
yeah, which is pretty nerve-wracking sometimes. Yes. But yeah, I mean, I love the show. I love Strictly Come Dancing, and it's been a massive part of my life. I did it for 7 years, and I still love it. And there's still a part of me that, you know, sort of says never say never about going back to it. Maybe even in a different role, who knows? But yeah, for now, everything's theatre for me.
Yeah, well, Kevin, you did say perhaps another role. Anton's got that judging seat for a wee while, but he might just be keeping it warm for you, Kevin.
Hey, if he wants to move aside, or if any of the others want to move aside at any point, I will happily be a judge on Strictly Come Dancing.
OK, well, we've got that on tape, Kevin.
Maybe Stacey can manifest it for me.
Yeah, maybe. Well, Singin' in the Rain is in the London West End at the Sadler's Wells. And enjoy every moment of it, Kevin, as I'm sure all your audiences will as well. Thanks very much for speaking to us.
Bye, Kevin.
Thank you for having me.